Hi, this is Erica of Simply Craft, and I just wanted to show you a little technique that I've discovered using the gel printing plate. I've been a follower of Birgit Koopsen's 31 Days of Gel Printing, and in it she does gel transfer with acrylic paint and a magazine, and I love doing those, but I thought, well, I wonder if it works with inks. And I'm glad to say that it does. Now today I'm just going to demonstrate with a Distress Oxide in black soot. It definitely helps if the ink is a dark colour. Obviously don't use your permanents on your gel plate because they won't come off. So let's get started. So these are some of the prints, I'll show you afterwards. So I've got my card ready and I've got my magazine clipping, and first thing I'm going to do is with the Distress Oxide is just put some on my craft mat. Right, you want a fairly heavy load for this. Then I'm going to brayer it out. You can see I'm just lifting the brayer to make sure I get a nice even coverage, letting it roll around. Then I'm going to roll that onto my plate. Now this technique is a little bit scary because it's very hard to see, but you have to trust me when I say it works. So I'm rolling some ink out onto my plate. Then I want to put my image face down onto the plate and then rub it down. Now it's important it's completely rubbed down because any little blemish, any little bubble is going to notice. So I have a good rub down on the surface. While I'm doing that, I did use Distress inks as well, and they do work. So I would say probably most dye-based inks will give you this, but be careful with the inks that you use in case they stain your plate. So I've rubbed that down. Now I'm going to lift it off, and hopefully there's an image there. You can only just see it, but when you take the print, again, rub nicely on the back of the plate. You can always use your brayer to do this and just clean your brayer at the same time. Just gives a nice even pressure. Make sure it's all adhered. And there we go, there is our print. What I like is it's not perfect. The blemish could have been in a better place than that, but I guess work with what you've got. But you've got, that's where just a few air bubbles have surfaced. But I love its kind of flawed finish. You know, it's not perfect and it's lovely for working on top of. Bear in mind, these ones are now water reactive, so you have to be careful what you work on top with. I mean, I'm thinking pens and pencil crayons work on top of the surface, and then obviously you're not adding any extra water to the design, and so you keep it. But I really liked that it was a really nice and simple way of getting a transfer. It's not really a transfer print, more a transfer resist, because what happens is the dark ink on the magazine is obviously thicker maybe or oilier, and it just leaves that part of the ink onto the plate. And sometimes you can get a second. It's very faint, but you can get seconds and thirds from these prints. But I just thought it would be a really nice thing to show you because it's just a little bit different and it is a bit easier. There's that one came out really well. There's a smaller one on my small plate. Like I show you that this is the second time I used the magazine, so you can you can reuse them. That one I could reuse it again. So I've done that one in a pink. I do quite like it, but it's not as bold as using the darker colour. This one is a double print, so there's one underneath and then one on top. And as long as you're using pale colours, I think it would work. And then that one's just the one colour, and it's a mix of colours, whatever's left on the brayer. But just a few tips. The glossy magazines seem to work the best. The pages that I've had from Vogue and Cosmopolitan have been the best for me. Obviously, if you're not into like girl faces, I'm guessing some of the magazines with flowers in and different kind of prints might be for you. But you do get a nice image, and it's just trial and error. It's just trying them out. It doesn't always work, but I found with the Distress Oxides and the magazine pages, I did get a good print. The other thing I wanted to say is I've also got the Nellie Snellen gel plate, which is really an acrylic plastic plate. If you look on my YouTube channel, you'll also see I've used them before with other ink techniques, and that one works as well, which I wouldn't be able to do the painting technique with that one, but I can work it with the ink technique. So there we go. Hope there's a few tips there. Just give it a go. I think it'll work really well for you. Thanks for watching.